can you impeach somebody that's no longer in office, and why would you do it? And there's a lot of question about whether that's constitutional and legal. A lot of people have weighed in, including Alan Dershowitz, who says it's absolutely not legal. Impeachment is for purposes of removal. And as an additional penalty, you can prevent the person from running again. But if the person is already out of office, it's very dubious about whether you can impeach them. And you might say, well, what would be the point if they're already out of office?
Well, do you think he'll be arrested on Thursday?
Donald Trump? No, Pat George, I don't think he'll be arrested on Thursday, but do I think he's headed towards legal jeopardy? Yes, I do think he's headed towards serious legal jeopardy brought by various states, including the New York Attorney General. I think he and his entire family are going to be in serious legal jeopardy because this is the way the leftists operate. It's not enough to win. They don't want to just defeat you in an election, which, some people question whether that occurred, but they don't want to just defeat you. They are going to destroy you and make a public example out of you. And they've said this. People have said this, including major media figures or has-been media figures like Keith Olbermann and many others have said, we need to make an example out of these people, and so that they never think that they should ever rear their ugly heads again in the United States of America. And that's what they want to do. And what does that sound like? That sounds like what they do in communist countries. That sounds like the purges that occur after the Bolsheviks took over in Russia. That sounds like the purges that occurred in China after Mao took over, where they just get rid of tens of millions of people. They starve them out or kill them. Their political opponents, people who didn't support the communist takeover, they just get rid of them, and is that what's coming here? I mean, I sure hope not, but they're birds of a feather, and they seem to be trying to enact the same kind of policies. And, of course, people are talking about this. I mean, they're talking about what's going on here, and there's an article in the American Thinker called "Those Who Lived Under Communism Speak Out." And interestingly, in there, Alexei Navalny, who, by the way, just went back to Russia yesterday and was arrested the second he stepped off the plane. He's the guy that was allegedly poisoned by Vladimir Putin's henchmen. But he said, I think that the ban of Donald Trump on Twitter is an unacceptable act of censorship. Don't tell me he was banned for violating Twitter rules. I get death threats here every day for many years, and Twitter doesn't ban anyone. Not that I ask for it. Of course, Twitter is a private company, but we've seen many examples in Russia and China of such private companies becoming the state's best friends and the enablers when it comes to censorship. So people that have lived through communist regimes, they say this is exactly what we see. People that have lived through the Venezuelan takeover by the Chavistas, they say this is exactly what we saw in Venezuela, and now it's coming here to the U.S. Thank you for listening to the Morgan Streetman Show. We hope you enjoyed what you heard, and if you did, please click like and subscribe to help us out. And remember that we recommend that you exercise your brain at least once a week.